The London-based cloud platform OnApp has more than 900 clients in 93 countries, served by 130 people staff at offices in US, Europe, and Asia Pacific, acting as ICT and direct foreign investment advisor to government agencies and cabinet members. Please welcome OnApp's retail CEO, Bernino Lent. Bernino, please join me on stage. Welcome to Webbit.
Thank you. So good afternoon, everybody, and thank you very much for attending. Clicker is here. I'm Bernino Lind. I'm a serial tech entrepreneur. I'm currently the CEO of the OnApp Federation, which is the world's largest cooperative of digital clouds. We span 3,400 cloud service providers in 93 countries, doing about 500 million in retail value of compute. I'm a former web tech pioneer with our GMO plant that changes color when it grows on top of landmines, which was listed. And here's my story of how I ended up deciding to accelerate how we can include refugees faster in society in their pursuit of peace and prosperity. So during this presentation, please do give a shout to me on Twitter, @Bernino, with questions for later, or just a thumbs up or something else. That would be nice. Here's Abdu. And Abdu is a war-displaced man in search for peace and prosperity, to live a dignified life. And Abdu, he used to live near Aleppo in Syria, in the countryside. He's now in Kilis, Turkey for 2 years. He's just been started to sell fish that he and his friends caught. So he says it's the only way they can earn some money. With his own words, it's better to live here in Turkey than in Syria, under the shelling and bombs. The hardest thing is finding work. This last summer, we couldn't find any work. Here's Lika, a war-displaced mother who gave birth to Lima on the 3rd of August 2013 in the Satari camp, now in pursuit of peace and prosperity, to raise Lima. In Lika's word, it was such a beautiful day for me and for my husband to see this sweet baby. I wanted to go give birth in Syria and be next to my family, but it was too dangerous. Before giving birth, I didn't mind life inside the camp. My husband tried so much to get us out, but I refused. But now it's so difficult to raise a baby here. And this is the camp Lika is referring to. That life is better there than elsewhere. Here's Alan Kurdi. He's a boy who fled the destruction of war with his parents to live free in their pursuit of peace and prosperity. So I really thought hard about showing this picture, if it's too strong, despite that it was printed on international front pages of newspapers and stuff like that, or if it would be perceived like some kind of tasteless stunt. So I decided I had to show it and do it anyway, because this is the one picture which started my journey and gave a path in my life to do what I'm doing now. Basically asking the question, how can I help give people a way to live a dignified life in peace and prosperity? And so that's the journey that I'd like to tell you about. Because refugees are people. And just like you and I, they like peace and prosperity. They just happen to be displaced by war and are now searching for that peace and prosperity elsewhere. And I'm people too, with kids, a job, and appreciating the peace and prosperity that I enjoy every single day of my life. The problem about finding peace and prosperity and being included in society starts with having an identity. And with that identity, having a bank account, having a means to send, receive, spend, borrow, lend money. And if you don't have a way to send, receive, spend, borrow, and lend money, you're just not included in society. So what can I do, and what can we do? I come from tech, so that's what I can do. We decided to use technology to solve that problem, introducing Moni and OnApp. Moni. Moni is a simple way to instantly send, receive, borrow, lend money anywhere via a cell phone, so it can be used by anyone, and has attached to it a MasterCard, so anyone can spend his money. Governments can send support money for refugees in their countries instantly. Employers can send salaries to employees instantly. And one of the really cool things, and how this differentiates a bit from other players in the market, is something we call the circle of trust. With the circle of trust, any person who has a money account, any refugee, can ask his or her relatives, friends, anyone in his or her circle of trust, please, can you lend me some money in a peer-to-peer lending schema? Instantly, friends will receive a pop-up notification on their phone and decide, I trust my friend or not. Send 50 euros, 100 euros, whatever it may be, is the request. And the money arrives instantly. This is really important if you are a refugee who doesn't have money. And it's accessible instantly on your MasterCard, so that you can spend that money. So what is it? How does it work? Moni is a platform that connects all sorts of financial service providers, be it MasterCard, bank accounts, and peer-to-peer loans. Internally, it connects all these services with instant transactions, secured and stored by blockchain technology. And OnApp comes into the picture because this Moni project cannot exist without compute power and network. So OnApp is the world's largest cooperative of 3,400 small and medium-sized cloud service providers, really spanning 93 countries, of which 43 countries are enabled with the OnApp Federation. And this gives Moni mega scale and the ability to operate. Because when you're operating effectively a bank, you need to be compliant. You need to have data compliancy, which means locality, which means safe and secure storage. And that is something that OnApp offers. That means that we can bank all war-displaced people, of which 3,000 at this moment in time, in a deal with the Finnish government, have received a Moni account from which they receive their government support, such as Mustafa, now living in Helsinki. He's 23 years old, he's from Baghdad, and he arrived in Finland in September 2015, where he went into a refugee center and first received support money from the Finnish government. In Mustafa's word, using Moni, in Mustafa's word, using a Moni card for payments is so much safer compared to cash. Sometimes people at the centers lost their cash or it was stolen. So in February 2016, Mustafa got a permission to look for a job in Finland. He'd been working as a volunteer up until then in different projects, but not having a bank account was a big obstacle to get a job. And once Mustafa got an account, he was one of the first people to get a freelance job translating English into Arabic for various web agencies in Helsinki, becoming included in society, paying his taxes. In his words, Moni made it possible for me to get paid for work and actually have a job in Finland. So we are only getting started. Coming up next with various stealth deals with governments who took millions of refugees looking to work with us. And that ends my presentation. How can you help? Ideas, help, discussions, and so on. Don't be shy. Give a shout at Bernino. Thank you.
You know, Bernino joined us at late stage, and his presentation is so amazing, and your emotion is so strong that I promise you that this video shall be pushed through all our channels.
Thank you.
And hopefully it will be helping somehow to make the difference, because you are making the difference. Thank you so much, Bernino.
Thank you.
Welcome to WebEd. Thank you so much.
Thank you.